What's up, Chiefs fans? I don't know about you, but I'm pretty upset with the way Skyy Moore has been used to this point in the NFL season, and we're going to dig into the New York Giants tape, see what was going on, what he could have done better, if anything, and how they were actually using him in the game, in the script of the game. I took out everything that was not important, the jet sweeps. I took out the screens to the plays, the quick releases of the ball that he would never have an opportunity to get to anyway, and I took out all of his run blocking. We looked at 12 different plays for this week. Those are the only 12 plays he had that he could have been impactful. All right. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Skyy Moore. This is Daniel Harms. This is a film review on rgrfootball.com. Before we get into it, make sure you hit the like for the video, the sub to the channel, become a member of Rogue Nation. Right now, let's jump in. So we are 14-19 in the game. It's 2nd and 9. You've got Skyy Moore and Rashee Rice up at the top of your screen. Skyy Moore in the slot here. The Jets bring out a bit of a cover 4 defense. So you've got cloud coverage here. Pay attention to this zone defender underneath right here. He's the slot receiver. The slot corner, excuse me. He is up one-on-one essentially with Skyy Moore. Let's watch the play here again. Let's watch it and see what happens. We'll dissect it. We'll get into it. And like I said, I'm frustrated with the way that he's being tasked. But this offense is run through Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Yeah, this goes for a big play. All right. This is one of the big plays. It's their first drive. Okay. Skyy Moore's wide open here too. And I know that we've talked a bit about being worried about the usage. And I don't necessarily think it's about him being a player, okay? I think he's a good player. And this right here is called... Where did my plays go? Why did everything get jangled up? Whenever I'm trying to do something, I swear. Pirate, all right? So the Chiefs run this pirate concept on the backside of their formation, their play, and that is Rashee Rice running that pirate route and Skyy Moore running the basic, the over route. What they're doing here is running Y Seattle. They don't actually chip anybody, and they're only running one side of this play. All right, so the backside is changed, and this is a different concept. So on the left-hand side, you have MVS, who's running this Z route here. He's going to bend it out, bend it back up. Travis Kelce's doing the exact same to an extended intermediate part of the field, and then they just have Pacheco to the flat here. So this is a 3-level read. You go boom, 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 down the stretch here, and you basically see what the defense is doing. And again, this is cover 4, so you get a little bit of a difference with the splits. They messed with them a little bit when they bring them into the stack right here. Travis Kelce motions down. And then this is really where it comes down to that when they motion that out, look at these linebackers that are messed up here. You've got one coming to the flat and then one who's opening up there. And Travis Kelce runs by him, goes underneath there. Great job from MVS to bring number 4 and Breed with him and opens it up. But again, on the backside, Skyy Moore, fantastic job here. Depth, okay? He knows he's getting depth. Just match depth with that defensive back and cut around. Because it's cover 4 and this wide area of the field with the linebacker over here, he's got an open area, okay? More attention to Travis Kelce, in my opinion, should be beneficial to Skyy Moore, and it is here. He's open, does a great job breaking in and out of that route. Boom, he's open. Both members on the right-hand side were open. So, but again, big play, Travis Kelce. It's not that big a deal because, again, he is open. All right, second play here. The Chiefs are running a switch release on the top side of the screen with MVS and Skyy Moore, who's in the slot. This is a designed play to get Skyy Moore the football. I mean, we all remember this. This is the drop that he had. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it a drop myself, but it is what it is. So the switch release here, you're going to come up and in, MVS, and then you have Skyy Moore, who's going to take this a little bit up here and then up a little. In my opinion, he takes it too far upfield, just a hair, and then he's going to switch out. They're going to move the pocket, so you've got pass protection, and you've got pass protection, and Mahomes is going out to his right. So right here, Skyy Moore again, switch release. What that means is you're basically switching spots, okay? That's why they call it switch release. So Skyy Moore ends up running underneath MVS, who's essentially running a pick play. There he doesn't get caught by it. But because you're running a pick play, I would have liked to see a little bit more getting direct. So direct route running here. So this is what I mean by I think he went upfield too far. Oops. Go back. Rerun the play. Yeah, this is just identifying man coverage. So you see Noah Gray identifying that man coverage. And right here, this is where I would have liked to see Skyy Moore just break it off. Okay? Because then you have MVS taking his player, and 30 does have to go out around a little bit. So if you allow him to get back into the field of play here by extending this route a little too far up, and again, I know why he's doing it. He's trying to get that first down. But the most important thing is the football. So instead of going all the way up the field, let's get down the line here. You can catch it and reach for a first down, okay? And Mahomes sees that that's what he should have been doing. But look, this is he lets that corner get too far, and now the ball comes in underneath, and we can see Mahomes after the play, like motioning to him to come back to him or to come closer to the line or to come talk to him. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that this play here, Mahomes probably could have also put this out a little bit further, just a tad. Ball died on him here a little bit. He's running out to his right. Not his fault. Couple different things there. So Skyy Moore could have done a better job, in my opinion, and Mahomes could have thrown the ball with a little bit more velocity, some zip, and again, he's moving to his right. It's not an easy throw to get your hips out of the way and then make something happen. So just a little bit more detail on that play goes in a positive direction, but because there wasn't detail, Skyy Moore ends up with a target that ends up nothing. Next play here, Skyy Moore is going to be at the top of your screen in man-on-man coverage with Sauce Gardner, okay? So he's going to be running a go route, just a little outside release with inside leverage and get upfield. This is NFL open. My opinion, this is NFL open. He's got a step. He has stacked Sauce Gardner. This is where Sauce is. This is where Skyy is. There's a little bit of separation there. Defenses are never going to care about Skyy Moore running a go route unless you throw him the football. Now, different things are happening here. Some pressure, some getting around here. So initially speaking, Mahomes, again, he's going to end up finding this out here. But watch this again just really quickly, and then we'll get into the breakdown of the play. He is looking to the right first, but he never looks Skyy's way. He's looking towards the quick route to Kadarius Toney. Ends up going for nothing, or on Skyy Moore anyway. They end up getting the first down, running the ball here. But on the backside of this formation, they're running a spot cross route, or concept, I should say. So here's that spot cross. You're going to see the apex receiver, who again is going to end up being Rashee Rice right here. This apex receiver on the line of scrimmage is what I mean. He's going to run this spot here, which is what he's looking for. And Travis is going to motion inside, and then he's running the over route. And with the Jets running a little bit of man coverage, so like cover one under, you have a zone linebacker underneath, which ends up shadowing Travis Kelce because he keeps his eyes on Patrick Mahomes in the backfield. And that's what that ends up happening. So that's why he gets out and runs, because you got nobody open. Again, I still think the ball should have gone to Skyy Moore at least one of these times just to see what happens. But, Mahomes picks up the first down, or he runs out of the pocket and makes something happen. So this is really cool to see. They bring out a full house formation, and Skyy Moore is on the the left-hand side of the offense, and he's just running down the field. MVS is doing the exact same thing. He's taking it towards the deep middle part of the field, and then they cross in the backfield. So you have Travis Kelce, this is Noah Gray, I believe, going to cross up underneath here and release out to the left-hand side, and Travis is going to come across and release up as well. So they're both going necessarily the same-ish direction, but they're crossing in the backfield and causing some matchup problems here. As you can see, the linebackers kind of tripping over themselves. Like there's three of them in the same area, three defenders in the same area, and then that actually causes Isaiah Pacheco to be able to release out and be the player here who gets open. Pretty cool. Pretty cool play design. But again, Skyy Moore here is going to draw a penalty as well. That's why I highlighted this play. He's going to get illegal contact downfield. But this is where some detail in his routes could actually have helped him out and get open downfield prior to the big play. So, again, it's all the way through his route. So let's slow it down You're going to see him detail outside and take a few steps upfield before going to the outside. Like, that's not great technical route running, in my opinion. He needs to be able to keep that inside action going. If you're going to stem this inside, stem it all the way inside before you break to the out. Instead, we're going to see he's going to keep going outside, and then he's going to almost straighten up. Right there. He goes almost vertical, and then he's going to be running into the DB. But again, he does get a penalty here. Travis Kelce also gets a penalty. They both do, and they also get an explosive play on top. So all in all, it's not a bad thing that ends up happening. So the first 4 plays for Skyy Moore have been relatively good news. He's been able to get open on 2 of them, in my opinion. He did get open on the out route, but some details matter, which forced an incomplete pass. And then he also was able to get a penalty. All good things here. All good things so far. And this is really where it takes a different feel. All right. Skyy Moore's right-hand side of your screen, bottom of your screen, excuse me. Right-hand side of the formation. One-on-one against Sauce Gardner. And he's just going to run a curl. So usage-wise, not a huge fan of this. But again, you saw a little bit of miscommunication from the Chiefs on this play. Also, the Jets did a really nice job of disguising this. It's going to be, you're going to have 2 deep safeties. But on one side, they're going to play some zone. And then on the back side, they're going to man up. And this zone defender underneath, right here, is the one that throws the play off and Travis Kelce tries to make miss too many times. Ends up going negatively, okay? So the first one, he looks, Mahomes doesn't look towards him, and then Kelce tries to make something happen, almost throws a pick. But Skyy Moore only running a curl route here. Again, on the outside against Sauce Gardner isn't my favorite thing in the world. This is where we see a big rounding into form of some cover 4 from the New York Jets defense. They played a lot of man coverage, again, 40% man coverage in this game, but on the flip side of that, they played a lot of mixed zones. They played a lot of cover 4, very little cover 3, but they did a good job of mixing things up. On the bottom of your screen, we're going to come back to a familiar friend here. Skyy Moore's in the slot. Rashee Rice is on the outside. Familiar friend time. We just talked about this play concept to lead off the show. Gets a positive play. Oh, so let's see, what was it again? It was the Pirate. Pirate on this side this time is going to open up the underneath. Skyy Moore does an excellent job of running the exact same route. Again, the dig towards the middle of the field. And because there's this much space here, this defender underneath, number 30, remembered the last time of the first time that it was run. Skyy Moore was open to the middle. So what does that create? It creates a little bit of movement from him. And when you have a cover 4 behind it, and Sauce Gardner is trying to get into depth because they are trying to force the Chiefs to throw the ball underneath, that gives Rashee Rice a nice area to then make a play. Who he stops. Again, a good job stopping, understanding that you get that much zone and you get that much wiggle room here. So this was the nice recognition from Rashee Rice there to do that. But again, Skyy Moore opens this up because he was open on the last play concept, and the Chiefs realized that, and they ran it back this time. He runs the same way. They get a nice, close to a first down, a very nice play there on that driver. That was a nice play. Good job. Now this is again back to where I have my own problems with the play calling. The Chiefs are going to bring out Skyy Moore and every other receiver basically just running all curls. Skyy Moore's at the top of your screen. I've never been a huge fan of all curls personally, especially against defenses that have fast players. It doesn't really jive with me anywhere. They're able to get a positive play out of it, but again, this is what the Jets wanted to do. They want to play cover 4, and you see it again here, where they're going to rotate out a little bit to cover 4, and then they're trying to force the Chiefs to throw the ball underneath and generate yak plays, yards after the catch, positive plays that way. And they were able to get some, but at the end of the day, they ate up what the Jets threw down, and at the like I said, at the end of the day, that made a big difference for the Chiefs. They were able to generate some more yak plays and some bigger plays later in the game off of the cover 4. But Skyy's night was not great from here on out. And here's Skyy Moore in this reduced split, detached from the offensive line. He's going to jet sweep, or not really jet sweep, just motion from right to left. And we see a little bit of curl right there. Travis Kelce's kind of open on that left-hand side, but they run into the Jets defense once again. But again, Skyy Moore here is running this curl, and Travis is running over the middle behind it, essentially trying to draw up guys on this direction. You've got Isaiah Pacheco, who's going to release to the outside here. And then on the opposite side, it's the exact same. You have these MVS's inside breaking, inside bending, and Justin Watson's running the curl. So they are trying to go after the zone. They absolutely are. And Mahomes here, again, probably he's looking to the left first. He's looking for that curl. And right here, it should have been to 2. But he gets moved a little bit off his spot. If he doesn't move off a spot, it's going to be a first down to Travis Kelce. Instead, it's a check down to Watson because he's moved off his spot. So Skyy is just running a curl to open up Travis Kelce here because, again, eyes, motion, move the linebacker. You see, eyes, eyes, eyes. He's got eyes on. Travis Kelce's running behind him. This is a nice concept to get him open. It would have been good if, they just didn't get that pressure off the edge. So, all in all, another curl route for Skyy Moore. Not my favorite. 9th play of this breakdown here, and Skyy Moore's on the bottom of your screen in a stack formation with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Let's change that. Not what I meant. Don't change that. There we go. And they're running what's called a little bit of spot. This is a little different on the right-hand side or on the top of the screen because Travis Kelce, again, does what he wants. He makes things a little bit more difficult to break down, but they are running spot. So they're just trying to get a read here on the left-hand side or whichever side the running back is going to. In which this case, it was to the right-hand side. He ended up releasing to the flat. Travis Kelce makes this a little difficult, like I said. Instead of going back to the outside, he's going to break to the inside. And then you have an inside detailed to the corner from, I believe that's Noah Gray. And the same from here, from MVS. Skyy Moore, boom, boom, to the flat. Now, again, my gripe with this whole situation is that it's just too slow developing for Skyy Moore. And I'm apologizing. That's Travis Kelce who's motioning down. I even wrote it in my notes, and this is Watson. So that was confusing for me. I always confuse myself. So he's motioning down, and then he's going to release to the inside. But watch Skyy Moore at the bottom. That's where Mahomes was looking to go with the football, in my opinion. But when you have an inside defender here, and you're basically running to him, and then you're going up and under, what do you think that does to a guy who's quick and fast and can trigger underneath? It makes it impossible. So I would love to have seen them switch this out for a speed out. Instead, break off of MVS underneath and then speed out. But instead, like I said, they're just taking away time and space from Skyy Moore with this specific play. It's just too slow. It's too slow for him. He needs a little bit more to go. So, and it ends up getting the ball out quickly. They wanted a flag. Doesn't get thrown because Mahomes did a good job of getting the ball out before anything could have bad happened. We're going to see the Jets actually blitz on this play. Mahomes is going to get pressure waiting for Kelce to uncover versus man, and bad things happen. But Skyy Moore, top of your screen in this, almost attached to the offensive line formation. He's going to be chipping and releasing. The ball ends up getting to Skyy Moore only because he was the quick play person on this play. Now, Isaiah Pacheco is in pass protection. He does a very poor job of actually setting up in the hole. He sets up too close to the left to the offensive tackle, and that creates a very easy lane for him to run around him. So, unfortunately, that ends up being what happened. But Skyy Moore is going to be chipping and releasing to the flat. Justin Watson on this side is going to be kind of running a wheel route to the top here. Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Travis Kelce are running a little bit like we saw with the Seattle, where he is going to take this and bend it out and back in, in and then back out. And Travis Kelce is going to take his after he motions down and do a lot of the same, just kind of come underneath it. So this is like that Seattle play in the first where they had the Seattle and the Pirate to one side where Skyy Moore was open. And this one's going to come back to it. And there she's trying to get Travis Kelce to open up, but they're sending a blitz. Again, the Jets are playing a little bit of cover one man coverage with an underneath blitz. And then this linebacker here is in man coverage on Isaiah Pacheco, who is in pass coverage, pass protection. So he comes too, but he sets up too far to the outside and gets Mahomes to have to throw the ball out. No one's open anyway. Just not a great play. The last one before the very last, so this is the 11th play of this breakdown and of consequence for Skyy Moore, is he is in this stack formation at the top of your screen, running another one of my absolute favorites for him specifically is a little quick slant. This is open. It's wide open right now. I would love to have seen the ball come out, especially after you identified this. They switched it up a little bit. So it looks like zone. So unfortunately for Patrick, they actually ran man coverage underneath on this side, and he identified this as zone, so he went to the left first. And then had he known that it was going to be man coverage, man coverage on the right-hand side of the offense, he probably throws this to Skyy Moore first and then gets a nice little play out of it. But all for naught. But again, he is open there. Then he stops trying to make something happen. But, ball goes to Travis for a good play on second down anyway. I would have just, again, liked to see the identification process there, to see Skyy Moore being open. And then on the left-hand side, to get Travis Kelce, like, a nice, easy touch. Chiefs are running a little bit of a modified dagger where you see MVS kind of take this out and around and up and ish, and then you have Justin Watson who's going to take this and bend it around, and they're going to cross there. Not actually cross, but dagger inside. Travis is just going to kind of sit here and wait for the football. Then he gets some yards after the catch as well. So like I said, all in all, it's not a bad play. It works well for them. They get to that second or third and short, But again, Skyy Moore's open here, so he's not doing a bad job. Some of the play calling so far hasn't been my favorite. And then the last play of the game for the Chiefs, essentially, before they start kneeling the ball, is Skyy Moore, who's just running a fade route to the end zone. This is supposed to be a tight end screen to Travis Kelce, who again gets thrown down, and Patrick gets out and makes something happen. We don't really have to break much down there because, again, there's not much of consequence. So Skyy Moore through the first 4 weeks has 15 targets. He has 7 catches for 100+ yards and a touchdown. That's good for him compared to last year. He also nearly has half as many rushes on the year as he has catches. He has 3 rushes, which are those jet sweeps, or the jet sweep motions and carries that we've seen out of him. It's not enough. And the usage that we're seeing, a lot of curls, a lot of short routes. I want to see more slants and more digs. We've seen him be open on a couple of them. He's been used to get others open as well. He's a good functioning part of the offense, but he's not being a focal point. I would like to see them get him more involved. I'm a little frustrated with it. I bet he's frustrated with it. I know you are all frustrated with it. So I hope you enjoyed getting through the breakdown of what he's doing, what the Chiefs are using him for, and how this can be done a little bit better at times with some detail, some more communication between him and the quarterback, and some better usage from the offense from the offensive play caller themselves. So make sure you're a part of Rogue Nation. Hit that sub button, and please like the video on your way out. Let me know that you enjoyed it, some of your favorite parts about it, and what you think Skyy Moore's usage is going to be going forward in the comment section. We're going to have content for you the rest of the week. We've got more. Don't forget about the game plan coming up on Friday for Chiefs versus the Vikings, and we'll always be live right after the games on Sundays. You guys are some of the best fans in the world. We love you so much. Have yourselves a fantastic